Hello, my name is Sarah Wilson, and I'm going to talk to you about the Middle East and my time living in the United Arab Emirates. I moved to the United Arab Emirates to a small city called Al Ain in 2010 as soon as I graduated high school. My dad was already over there. He's an architect, and my mom and I joined him that summer. We lived in a small little community that was near the Oman border, and we lived amongst the Zizi tribe. And the Zizi tribe were very deceptive and devious, but it was a very interesting time living there, and it immersed us in the culture heavily within our first 6 months of living there. We had a very naughty landlord, and he would steal our water and just do little things, and he was about 90 years old. So it was actually very funny to watch. But this city called Al Ain is the heart of the United Arab Emirates. It's also translated as being the eye of the UAE. It's in the province or the state of Abu Dhabi, and it is where the founding of the United Arab Emirates actually started. The first Sheikh Zayed, he was from there, and he brought in missionaries, Christian missionaries from England, to set up a hospital called the Al Ain Oasis Hospital. And since then, the entire region, the UAE and Oman, has been very Western and very Christian friendly. And actually, the Crown Prince of Dubai has even said his remarks and his thanks to the Christians because they saved his life back when he was being born in the Oasis Hospital. And due to the medical technology that these missionaries brought over, it saved his life and his mom's. As for the city, it was very small. It doesn't have very many skyscrapers at all. There's actually a building limit, so it cannot be, no buildings can be taller than the palm trees. And it's very bleak, and there isn't very much to do there. It was very kind of boring. There isn't very many Westerners. It's not the glitz and the glam of the Middle East like Dubai is. But it was very quaint and very historic, and it taught us a lot when we first moved there. We moved to Dubai in 2011, and that was probably the happiest day of my life. I was so happy to move to Dubai because it has so much more to do. And if you don't know very much about Dubai, it is a ginormous city. It takes you 45 minutes to an hour to go from one side of the city to the other. And it is just full of skyscrapers and hotels, malls. They have the world's largest malls there. They're about 4 stories, and they're just huge. They have ice skating rinks in them. One of the malls has a ski slope, so you can actually go skiing in the mall. Some other things about it is that the beaches there, they're beautiful. You can only go to them, though, between the winter months and the early spring months. Otherwise, it gets too hot. Also there in the United Arab Emirates is the Burj Al Khalifa, which is the world's tallest skyscraper. And you can actually go up in it. And when you get to the very top, you can actually look out and see the entire city underneath you in a glass cage, basically. It's very scary, but it's also very exciting. They also have this thing over in the United Arab Emirates about gold. You can actually buy gold from a gold dispenser in the malls. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting lifestyle. It's very luxurious. Many investors come. It's kind of the Florida or the Los Angeles for many European countries. So there's many Russians and British and a lot of French, Spanish from Spain, Italians that come there. And it's actually kind of fun watching them as tourists. Since I actually lived there, it was fun to watch them do all their shopping. It's actually a huge place for Koreans to come. They find it to be their London or their Paris. So it's huge. It's a very diverse culture. And in the city, Once you actually live there for a while, you get to meet the locals, and they are very, very Western friendly. They're also very Christian friendly. They think it's cool that we believe in Jesus and Christ, and they have no problems with it. There's a church there called Redeemer Church of Dubai. They are a church plant from Tim Keller's church in Manhattan, and that's where I went to church. It was every Friday morning, because Friday is their day of worship over there. So your work week is Sunday through Thursday, and then your weekend is Friday and Saturday. So over there, we would go to church on Friday mornings, and that's where I also became a believer, because I was under heavy teaching from some very godly men. And also, just as some few things also about Dubai is that it's a great place to go and learn about the Middle Eastern culture. It's not like any of the other Middle Eastern countries. It's very westernized. It's friendly to Americans. They love us, apparently. But they're also very gracious and welcoming us to their country. That's pretty much it about the Middle East. It's a very good place to go if you ever want to go for a missionary trip, and I highly recommend it. Thank you, and have a wonderful time.